True greatness isn't measured by money, fame, or luxury. It begins with a single thought. Every great change in history started in the mind first. Thomas Edison imagined light when there was only darkness. Malala Yousafzai raised her voice when the world stayed silent. APJ Abdul Kalam dreamed of flying machines long before he built them. As James Allen beautifully wrote in his timeless book, As a Man Thinketh, you are today where your thoughts have brought you. You will be tomorrow where your thoughts take you. If that's true, why do so many people still struggle to succeed? Do they not dream big enough? Or do they stop believing in themselves too soon? Today's story will uncover that truth and teach you how your mindset can shape your future. Along the way, we'll also learn some new English words and expressions to help you speak smarter and think deeper. So stay with me till the end, because this story might just change the way you think, the way you speak, and the way you see yourself. In a busy railway station, there once lived a beggar. Every day, he survived by asking passengers for money as they waited for their trains. One day, while walking through the crowd, he saw a well-dressed businessman stepping onto the platform. The man's confident walk and elegant suit made the beggar think, "This man must be really rich. If I ask him, he'll surely give me something good." Filled with hope, the beggar approached him and stretched out his hand. But instead of giving him money, the businessman looked him in the eye and asked, "Do you always take from others? Have you ever tried giving something to anyone?" The beggar froze. No one had ever asked him such a question. Surprised, he replied, "Sir, I'm just a poor beggar. I survive by asking. I have nothing to give." The businessman smiled faintly and said, "If you believe you have nothing to give, then you also have no right to ask for anything. I'm a businessman. I believe in exchange. If you can offer me something, I'll give you something in return. But if you offer nothing, I can't give you anything either." With that, the businessman boarded his train and left. The beggar stood still, replaying those words again and again. He had begged for years, but never heard anything like that before. The man wasn't rude. He spoke the truth. That night, as he lay on the cold floor of the station, the beggar to himself, "He's right. Why should people give me anything if I offer them nothing?" But then what can I possibly give? I'm just a beggar. I have nothing. Yet, the businessman's voice echoed in his head, greater than determined. If you want to receive, you must first give. For the next 2 days, he didn't beg at all. He just sat, thinking. On the third day, while sitting near the platform, something caught his eye. A small patch of wild flowers growing near the railway tracks. He stared at their bright colors and thought, "What if I don't just take? What if I give something back in return?" He walked over, plucked a few flowers, and returned to his usual spot. That day, whenever someone gave him a coin, he smiled and handed them a flower. To his surprise, people accepted the flowers gladly. Many smiled back and even thanked him. As days passed, something incredible happened. More people began giving him money. He noticed that when he had flowers, the coins came easily. When the flowers ran out, the donations dropped. He realized people like to give when they receive something too. One afternoon, while handing out flowers, he suddenly saw a familiar face. The same businessman sitting in a train window. The beggar ran toward him and said, "Sir, today I have something to offer you. If you give me some money, I'll give you flowers in return." The businessman smiled, handed him some cash, and accepted the flowers. He said, "Now you've understood the true meaning of exchange. Today, you're no longer just a beggar. You've become a businessman." The train started to move. The beggar stood there, staring at the businessman's departing face. His words echoed in his heart. "You're no longer a beggar. You're a businessman." That line changed everything. He kept thinking, "Am I really a businessman?" And suddenly he smiled. "Yes, I am. I'm not begging anymore. I'm trading. People don't give me money out of pity. They pay me for what I give them." From that day onward, he stopped calling himself a beggar. He was a trader of flowers. Soon he started buying flowers in bulk from a nearby market. He arranged them neatly in small bundles and sold them to passengers. People loved his flowers and his cheerful attitude. 6 months later, at that same station, two men met again. Both were dressed in fine suits. The businessman looked at the other man and said, "Excuse me, have we met before?" The other man smiled. "Yes, sir, twice before, right here." The businessman thought for a moment, then exclaimed in surprise, "Wait, you're that beggar, the one I refused to give money to, and later I bought flowers from you." The former beggar laughed. "Yes, that was me. But today I'm no longer a beggar. I run a successful flower business, and I'm traveling to expand it." The businessman was amazed. "That's unbelievable. What changed you?" The flower seller smiled and said, "You did, sir. You taught me something priceless. We only receive when we learn to give." That day I realized I was never truly a beggar. I was a businessman all along. I just didn't see it. The two men shook hands, this time as equals, and boarded their trains, heading toward their bright futures. Life is shaped by how you see yourself. If you believe you are small, you'll remain small. But if you see your potential, you can achieve greatness. You don't need to wait for opportunities. Create them. Change your mindset, and your life will follow.